James Mathers for the Digital Cinema Society at NAB 2022. It's so good to be back with my friends like Michael Cioni. And Michael, we're going to talk about Camera to Cloud, which is how we've been covering this whole event with your help, Teradek and Frame.io and Adobe, but I think you're largely responsible for bringing a lot of this tech together. You worked in post-production, you had your own edit house, you worked at Plaster City and then Light Iron, you were a founder, and then you went to Panavision, and then this is a Panavision lens, but where's the camera?
I know, right? Where is the camera? You know, when you're looking at some of this stuff, you pointed out something really interesting, and I realized not literally a few days ago when someone said, "What's the favorite part of your job?" I realized it's building teams. I love finding people who are just crazy enough to try something that might just work, right? And once in a while, you don't always get it right. I've had some flops, but that's okay because you learn, and sometimes you got to fail up, right? And the accumulation of those companies, Plaster City, Light Iron, Panavision, Frame.io, and now Adobe, maybe that's failing up, I don't know, but it's basically trying to take all those elements together, post-production, production, color correction, image science, and workflow, and overall democratization, and make that as available as possible to everyone. And there's nothing better than combining the most juxtapositioned ideas ever, a Panavision Super 70 lens to an iPhone 13 is pretty much as extreme as you can get. And that might be a good way to describe me in these total extremes. But I also think this is a process of discovery. You learn when you do stuff like this, and I'm thankful that Panavision was partnered with us to actually try something totally new to see what we discover.
That's a beautiful image.
For an iPhone that shoots 4K ProRes, it's pretty good. And Becca, if you want to just take a shot of us, Becca, what's cool about this is our integration is with Filmic Pro. It works on Android and iOS. And now you can record an image on your phone. If you happen to have a Panavision lens hooked up to it, okay, that works. And Becca here can roll a take of us actually standing here. And because the phone is a modem and a monitor and a transcoder and a lens and a camera, it can do all that and do it all instantly. So she rolls a take and she cuts it, and in about 2 or 3 seconds in the very top of this image, we'll actually see the picture of us going up there. So this is an image of us, maybe I'll just hit refresh here, getting the image of us transmitted. There we are, coming in, and there you are, Jim, allowing us to kind of move these assets relatively instantly so that we could kind of see ourselves and laugh at ourselves. But there we go, that's happening right now, and it's not 4 feet away from us, it's everywhere, right? And now whoever you're collaborating with has access to this material regardless of the product you shoot with.
So this is a little extreme, as you said. What are some of the cameras that this is mostly designed to work with?
Yeah, so because it works with Android and iOS, there are a lot of great companies that make adapters. You could use just your raw phone, but Bscript makes great available ways to merge that in hardware. A lot of people, news, sports, influencers, the phone is the camera they prefer to use. And we shouldn't judge what people's instrument is. What we should make sure is the same workflow advantages for pros happens in mid-market and influencer and consumer. So this is just showing democratization of the same principles of sharing media, audio and video assets, bringing them into Premiere Pro and just editing right away.
So obviously it works with Panavision.
Yeah.
Sony, Arri.
Yeah, so when it comes to like Arri and Sony or Canon and Panasonic, in the SDI world, Teradek makes a new product called Serve, which can update, can upload 4K HDR files from those cameras right to Frame.io. And if you're doing mirrorless cameras like a GH5 or a Canon R5C or A7S, those cameras can use the Adamus Ninja Connect. And now you can use HDMI cameras and send to Frame.io. So I think that's really powerful for people of investing in cameras of all types, HDMI, mirrorless, phones, or cinema. It's the same workflow. It's the same login, same credentials, one password to remember. Isn't that great? You know, it just all goes into Premiere, Final Cut, Resolve, drag. It just imports automatically. So whatever tool you try to use now, every camera, every NLE, pretty much available to shoot right to the cloud.
We're working with Sony. It's designed to work with Venice and all the way down the Sony line, and we're working with an FS6, and it's working great.
Yeah, I love that you caught it on the picture of us. We're actually seeing the camera happen, and you're also running with a modem on the back of your camera. So people often ask, how do I get this stuff online? And the answer is, if you can make a phone call, you can shoot camera to cloud. Because these files are compressed in such a way that they're good for streaming over LTE networks, but they have the same file name and time code to match back to the raw files later. And you're just walking around with a cell phone back to your camera and allowing all your assets to go right to your editor. And that's exactly how you would use it in the field.
Thanks for encouraging us to try this. It's the second day of the show. We have no egg on our face yet. We've been getting the videos up in record time. It's hitting the web in just a half hour after we roll.
It's really exciting. I'm glad you took the plunge to use it. And I'll tell you, if any electronic wireless signal works at NAB in a building with 30,000 phones, it'll probably work anywhere else.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Got it. Yeah, thanks.